My name is General Caleb Akandwanaho, Salim Saleh, Oriba, retired. I'm the Minister of State for Microfinance. I've been in the ministry for approximately 10 months. Yes.
And what's been your experience?
My experience has been that microfinance has existed in Uganda for a long time. So we are not starting a new phenomenon at all. It has existed from soon after we captured power here. That was 1987, I think. That's when they started the Rural Farmers Scheme. From Rural Farmers Scheme, we went to Poverty Alleviation Program. From PAP, we went to Entandikwa Credit Scheme. From that one, we went to RMSP 1. So we are almost entering RMSP 2, apart from other complementary programs that have been undertaken in different regions. So microfinance is not a new phenomenon now in Uganda. It's only that now it has me as the minister. That's why it is attracting a lot of attention, I believe.
Now, when you mentioned your personality in microfinance, it seems a bit at odds because most people know you having had a very brilliant military career, and which most Ugandans regard you as a hero. So, why move from the military into microfinance?
I was retired from active military service, I think, in 1989, and posted to the reserve. In the reserve, you are half civilian and half military. And my interest in microfinance started in 1997 when I was called back to service in the northern insurgents, and we almost brought it to an end. That's when I asked myself, what next? And at that time I identified microfinance as one of the key factors that could reactivate the northern economy. So I have been very, very interested, although I have been trying to do it at a personal level for the people. So microfinance for me is almost half of my other life. Yes, I have been at it for 10 years now.
For 10 years, tell us, what's been your experience?
In microfinance or in the...
In your 10 years, half of what you live your life in microfinance, what have you experienced? What experience do you carry to the current portfolio that you hold in government?
I feel that microfinance in Uganda has had its successes and its failures. Why has it had some successes? From the records that I see now, it seems we have about 500,000 clients in the microfinance industry, and they have a loan portfolio of about 170 billion, with savings of about 6 to 8 billion shillings. So that is the success part of it. The failure part of it is that it could have been much, much more if the programs that were designed were not effective. Yes. So some of the programs were very, very defective. That's why they did not achieve what we are fighting to achieve now.
What sorts of defects are you struggling with at the moment? And what kind of solutions are you looking at?
It is first of all design. The designers of the programs did not fully understand the needs of the client. Number two, they are restricted because most of these programs are donor money. We entirely depend on the donor whims If a donor wakes up and he thinks there is something politically going wrong, then he interferes with the microfinance program. Then the procurement process for the microfinance industry is horrible. Okay, you have to go through about 15 stages of procurement, and you cannot buy anything.
That's at individual level or at government level?
Suppose a program purchases a motorcycle for you for a certain an MFI somewhere. That process will take 15. It will have to go through 15 stages, and of approval it's approval basically, and evaluation before you purchase one motorcycle. So, and in most cases we have got ADB money, African Development Bank money, and then World Bank money, and EU money. In certain cases, a procurement for motorcycles or safes, or even services of experts, has to be approved in the capitals of these institutions. So the procurement process is horrible.
So what is the current plan? What is going to be done?
We have now agreed with the donors to be flexible. We have worked on the design limitations of the programs. We have agreed on the way forward. We have agreed on where to focus the money now. Okay, we have agreed to focus the money on the SACCOs at the sub-county level. Not exclusively, but majorly.
Can you describe for us how the SACCO system will work, the system of SACCOs, how it will coordinate with government, and then why you think this system is better than the one that was there before?
A SACCO is a people-owned, people-managed institution. Our role as government is to encourage them, sensitize them, and assist them to form their SACCO, and then we equip them with the best tools which can help them which can really reduce the costs of setting up the SACCO, which is basically knowledge, technology, some money for renting premises, safes, a counter, so that they have a formal banking institution, and then salaries for their employees for 1 year. That one we give as capacity building. And once the SACCO has mobilized enough members, has saved enough money, so that we see that this is a properly managed SACCO, then we transfer it to a financial institution for own lending, so that they can borrow money to own lend to the clients.
Why do you think that the SACCOs, because groups in villages have existed, even the PAP program works with groups in the villages, and can equal the same thing. What is it unique about the SACCOs today that you think is going to make the program succeed, which didn't work in the past?
You see, the VSLs and the ROSCAs and all those informal groups are highly unregulated. Okay? Some of them have accumulated lots of money. Okay? And Bank of Uganda is worried about if such a money gets lost or is stolen by the manager there, who is responsible for that money? So that's why we are talking about Tier 4 regulation now. Tier 4 is exclusive. The Tier 4 regulation and rules is for those SACCOs. We are still having a lot of difficulty in formulating that law, because basically this should be a self-regulating institution. But they are insisting on regulation. So we have got Tier 1 commercial banks, we have got then Tier 2, which are I think Tier 2 is the deposit taking institutions. Tier 3 I think is credit unions. All those are regulated, they are regulated. Now, tier 4 is the problem, which is the SACCOs. But I believe that even the SACCOs that we are forming now will not serve the purpose of the village savings and whatever. Those will be still down below, lower than the SACCO. So they can choose to be part of the SACCO as in their own characteristic. Yeah. Yes.
Everybody's expecting money. What is it? It seems to be a concept that nobody understands.
No, whatever is a simple theory, which is basically how do you integrate all the factors of production. Okay? That is extension services so that people can produce. Okay? Then microcredit and micro saving. Then technology transfer. Then processing and marketing. Of course, you have got the people at the beginning. You know, those are just factors. How do you integrate factors of production so that you create wealth both for the people and for the nation?
But why everybody seems to be expecting money and they are not seeing it? So what exactly is happening? Why aren't people understanding what?
It's good that it has taken time, because even most leaders didn't understand Bonawa Gagawale vis-a-vis microfinance. They didn't understand that microfinance is just a component, a very, very small component. But after 10 months of almost weekly meetings, we are almost bringing everybody on board. Now, for instance, NADS has joined the program, because NADS must be on the ground even before microfinance. Why? Because NADS is the extension service master. Okay, and you cannot have increased production without highly technically competent people at the extension level. And NADS was given that role long time ago. It is an ongoing program, only that it did not have the other components along. So NADS, the people are on the ground. NADS comes in and organizes them into first farmer groups or any other groups, fishermen groups, or basically farmers groups in their own different interests. Okay, they give them they equip them with the knowledge of what should be done in order to increase production. They help them in enterprise selection. They help them on animal husbandry. Okay, they have got that expertise and they have got a lot of money. So they come on the ground and do that. Microfinance comes in to provide safety. Okay, so an area where money can be kept safely and managed safely. Okay, then once people can produce and they have got where to keep their small money, then we see what type of products they are producing. And we have now partnered with Nakawa, with the National Industrial Research Institute. We task them, go into that sub-county, study what they are producing, recommend the appropriate technology. And then we offer that technology either to the SACCO, the members of that SACCO, or through a private-public partnership. Yeah. So the cycle is almost complete. I think Bonawa Gagawale is about, I will not finish 1 year in office without concretizing the understanding of Bonawa Gagawale and its components.
So was the money for dishing out available, or is there any money at all? Because that's the part that people don't understand. You know, you'd expect the financial services, the SACCOs are designed, the bank comes to the people, and then there's money going to the people. So the question is the money available at all? And if it is, how much of it is there? And who is it going to go to?
I have told the people before that we have enough money for the program. Okay? NADS has enough money for extension service throughout the whole country. Okay? Microfinance outreach program has got enough money for capacity building. Okay? Microfinance support center has got enough money to satisfy the immediate demands. Now, once we have created a very firm demand on the ground, then mobilization of extra resources is not a problem.
Okay, so that means that this system is totally different from other project programs that have existed before.
It is a bit different. It is a bit different. Why? Because we have now integrated, okay, and formed partnerships in a coordinated manner of all the factors of production. That's why I'm very, very, very happy. Yes.
See that.
Yes.
How have you made, what kind of progress have you made in as far as taking SACCOs is concerned?
We have set ourselves tasks. In the whole country, we have got 970 sub-counties. 381 sub-counties have got SACCOs at different stages of development. 589 do not have SACCOs at all. So our task is to form these 589. So far we have undertaken between now and June, if it was not for problems of harmonization and consensus building, we would have formed about 100 SACCOs by now. But now MOP has undertaken between now and June to form at least 137 SACCOs. Okay, that's where there is nothing. Then they are going to integrate. I think they have integrated, where there are many SACCOs, they are going to integrate about 81 SACCOs. Okay, within that period. So that is the total of 8, 11, and 12. All right, 218 will be formed before the end of June.
Everybody is forming their own SACCO. The means they are forming SACCOs, business people in town are forming SACCOs, even the people who have jobs are forming SACCOs. So, who are you targeting? Who really falls into this program? And who will receive assistance under this program?
Everybody who is in a savings and borrowing mood will receive assistance from us. Everybody will receive assistance from the government and financial institutions. But we have said that for our first priority is the 68% of our population, okay, who live in the rural areas. So we are going to primarily concentrate on the rural-based SACCOs, okay? And those are going to be, we have almost understood where they are and so on. At the same time, we are going to study the urban-based SACCOs, because the urban-based SACCOs are not based on sub-counties. So they are based on parishes and divisions. And they are easier to organize, but also very difficult to manage. So those ones are the two aspects of the sub-county SACCOs, of the poorest of the poor. And then we have got professional SACCOs, okay, professional people, but who need to save together and borrow together. These are like, I think the best SACCO currently is the Uganda Prison SACCO. It's one of the best SACCOs. The army is catching up very, very fast. I think they have like 3 billion saved so far in 1 year. Police is struggling. Civil aviation is a very, very old SACCO. The teachers have got a huge SACCO, but it is fragmented. I haven't been able to meet its national leadership. Then you have got people like the elders and disabled. So we have got the focus is on the sub-county SACCOs now, but we are not eliminating the other SACCOs, because we also need them.
Now, when you mentioned the 970 and the 371 SACCOs, I went to France recently doing some other research, and a lot of people who had borrowed money from all these other old programs had again formed themselves into a new system now, ready to receive the Bonava Gawade Fund. So how are you going to avoid falling in the trap of people who have once borrowed money and never paid back and now have constituted themselves into SACCOs?
That's why we have taken time to train our change agents. Okay, that's why we have trained so far we have trained 1,022 commercial officers and sub-county chiefs on how to guide, assist, and apply the law where necessary on these SACCOs. For us, it does not matter whether you benefited from Tandikwa or PAP or whatever, which does not matter. The current form of activity we want is that in every sub-county, we have only one SACCO. We cannot afford to deal with two SACCOs. Okay? And we have encouraged them that if you have more than 3-4 groups in the SACCO, we have given them a criterion on which they form only one strong SACCO. And it seems they are agreeable.
How is the SACCO system going to relate with cooperative union system that existed before?
Today I met the old marketing unions. They are very weak. They are disorganized. But we believe after we have formed, with the help of NAD, after we have formed farmer groups at the sub-county level, and they link into the SACCO there at the sub-county, and they produce, I think the district unions are beginning to get interested. Okay, this will be our next stage, to look at the district unions or the zonal unions. Okay, because I think they possess the best infrastructure and assets for processing and marketing. That is where we don't, and if we don't have them, then we'll have to look for private and public partnerships of processors, because after people have produced, they need to process and market together to have advantages of scale.
Do you think in reality it's possible for a poor family to move with that system that you described from being totally poor, earning up 20 million shillings a year, like the president has suggested?
Why not? It depends. It depends on the land holding you have. The country has been zoned, and we know which crop can be grown viably. And we have got 10 zones in the whole country. And NAD and I think PMA and the Ministry of Agriculture have carried out a study on which crop fetches how much per season and per year. There are areas where a crop can even exceed, 1 acre can exceed 20 million shillings in a year. Like in cases of oranges, like in cases of mangoes, I hear, there is a list of how much it costs to plant this, how much you can get out of it. That is if you have small land. Now, if you have bigger land, then it becomes even easier. Yes. So it's possible for a family, if it is assisted and it employs the resources that it accesses, to produce maximally.
So when do we start seeing the program rolling out?
The program is already underway, as I have told you. Before the end of June, 218 SACCOs will be in force. And we believe we are going to finish the formation and the arm holding process. I think the startups and arm holding will last us on. We will be through with the whole country by 2009.
That's for setting up SACCOs.
Setting up SACCOs, I'm holding them and then releasing them post-bank for financing.
Any surprises?
Now, no. Really, I have all the institutions in place. I have struck up collaboration of NADs, which was very, very complicated. But now we have got a collaboration agreement. I have got a collaboration agreement with the Uganda National Industrial Research Institute. I have got very, very well-managed programs, which is Microfinance Support Center and MOP outreach. Then I have got 2 financial institutions. For the first time, I'm again in charge of 2 financial institutions, which is Postbank and Pride Microfinance. And I think in future, the surprises, actually the big surprises that the country could expect is forming all these MDIs, convincing them to form a partnership, all the MDIs and Postbank form into one group, a new bank, which could easily get every SACCO in the country even before 2009. That is the expected surprise, but you have just taken it out of my mouth, but that is the surprise that the nation should expect. It is not as difficult, it's not as difficult as people are trying to make it. This Bonava Gawari program is going to work. Okay, I have done my part, microfinance, NADS is doing its part. We expect the Ministry of Industry through these marketing unions to do its part, and then our embassies to do their part in marketing Uganda. Yeah.
What would you say to the skeptics?
Watch me. Just watch me. By the end of if all goes well, by the 2nd of June, when I first became a minister last year, which is next year, which is like in 2 months' time, we will be making very, very confident and major statements. So I would advise you that you interview all the other components of this strategy, so that you get the bottom line, the whole picture. I'm just a small picture. So you go to NADS, you go to MSC, you go to MOP, you go to the Industrial Research Institute, and go to SACCOs which are under formation, like in Masindi district, in Western Nile. When you were there was nothing at all. Now people are beginning to merge. And there is enough money. There is enough money. For instance, in Western Nile, they have got about 4 billion shillings, which is there, which has been there, which was borrowed 1998. They had never had time to access it. So if you divide 4 billion shillings to the 177 sub-counties in that region, each walks away with about 50 million. And that's a very good startup for a SACCO.
So where is this money?
No, it is now under under a program called the Northwest Agricultural Improvement Program. It has been redundant, but now money is under the Microfinance Support Center.
So is all this money in redundant program, is it all going to be pulled together to make a joint fund?
Yes.
To drive whatever
We have the units I'm telling you. Microfinance Support Center is going to bring together all those components from, the microfinance money has been scattered in different programs. So the role of Microfinance Support Center now is to get that money from all those programs, pass it on to the beneficiaries through the dedicated institutions. Yes. And then MOP has got enough money for formation and capacity building.
What would you say to the opposition politicians who are saying, look, they put the wrong man, no money?
That's the problem.
Trouble is coming now.
Yeah, their problem is that I'm always underestimated. Okay, they make that mistake. But for me, I've proved myself on the battlefield, and this is a bigger war and more complicated war, but I will fight it.
What's your strategy?
This one, get the people's hearts, that's all. Once the people are convinced, the politicians are irrelevant for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, we're back to me while you're walking.
Working? No, I can't pretend I'm working. I'm going to have coffee.